Game. Is it 51 or 57?
57.
And, we'll have the results of that football game for you tomorrow morning during the weekend club with Lou Turco. So here we go. West Ferris can't start any deeper as they hand off and coming up for a gain of about 3 yards. Right out.
Actually, extremely, way busier than ever before.
Yeah, that's kind of what happens. Yeah. Now here's the handoff. And it's going to go to Russell, and he's got a nice hole, and he's going to have close to a first down, Jamie.
Again, Russell running tough with the ball, and I'm sure he can't find anybody to take off, because this quarterback can move.
Yeah, he did. He showed he had some good good foot speed. Now it's going to be first down and 10. And they're going to come with a reverse to the near side. He's got a hole. He slashes up the middle. He's got a first down. Is coming out with that ball is Milton Lesses, the 15-year-old penalties. 6:06 left to go. 41-7 Eagles in command. West Ferris now, whoop, looks like they jump, no call. They throw it on the far side, a little flare out, and the man's going to come out for big yardage for a first down, out over the 43-yard line. As number 1, David Fletcher. They'll be probably tough again next year. Well, the Eagles, of course, will be graduating a couple of key players, guys like Chapman and Walls, and I think Craig Sutton as well.
Yeah, and they'll be losing about the core of their squad, I would think.
Now the handoff to the first man through and powering his way up for about a 3-yard gain.
I've been a member of the Atlantic University Conference Championship team, but never felt that excited as I did when we won the NOSSA Championship.
41-yard line, first, make that 2nd and 7. Whoa, they give it off to the big guy, Aaron. Oh. He's rumbling, he's stumbling, no, he's gonna go, it's Russell. He's at the 10, he's at the 5, oh, he's knocked out of bounds at about the 3-yard line. What a run by Russell. That'll put him up over the drive for them, starting at their own 1-yard line. Well, they haven't packed it in. As the quarterback, Ryan Flanagan, brings them up. Flanagan looks, barks, hands off, and it's going to be number 22, Russell, and I don't think he quite made it, Jamie.
No, I don't think so. I think he held it.
WKNW Sault Ste. Marie, John Bell and Jamie Mayaki. Now the handoff. Oh, plunging in, but scoring the touchdown. What a price to pay.
It's better every year, really, you know.
Beer and ale, that's life.
Lager and ale.
So they're going to go for 2 points here, West Ferris. And the quarterback draws back. He dumps one over the middle. It's intercepted by Andrew Walls. But Andrew, you can just, he'd have gone 99 yards. He would have gone. It's an onside kick. Look out. Oh, and I think they recovered their own onsider.
That was a nice onside.
And it's of the Sir James Dunn Eagles. So the quarterback, Ryan Flanagan, drops back the pass. He's got a man in his face. He throws. And it's going to be incomplete on the left side of the field. Right. So it's going to bring up 2nd down and 10 again. Fletcher from shotgun, make that Flanagan from shotgun. Gets a good snap, drops way back the pass, sets up at the 40, and throws one out of the flats. It's Russell. He's got blockers. He's turning people inside out. He gets away from Walls. He could go. He's at the 5. Touchdown!
Wow. It's good to get the young guy. Northern Ontario anyway.
So they're going to go for 2 points. Last time they tried it didn't work, and they're going to hand it off this time. And he's going to try to turn a corner, but he can't. That's Max Perrin, number 32, the running back. And this time the Eagles should. I think you better get the good hands people up front.
Look at him, he's just scared that ball.
So let's see where they decide to go with it.
No, they got Radcliffe up there as well as
Sutton's not far back. And it'll be caught by the Eagles.
Good play.
33, Tyler Kopp. We'll not see any more action after tonight until next spring. Now they hand it off to Graham. And he one-legs it right out to him. That's right. The hometown boys are rolling it up here this afternoon on their way to winning their 2nd straight NOSSA title. It'll be a little party down Sir James Dunn way tonight.
I would think so.
Now hand off and a first down as Graham comes out off the left tackle. Pardon me, do you have any gray coupon?
How about the jar with the cup?
That's right. Whoa, well, we got everybody leaving early, and we have a handoff coming over here on the near side, and the man goes out of bounds.
It's got to be first down and 10.
And we hope to get him on. If we don't actually hear from the coaches or Andrew Walls here in the post game, you will hear from them tomorrow morning. Lou Turco on a weekend club.
Oh, I see.
all taken care of. Thanks to our friends here.
Ken Elderly Jr.
That's right.
Now here's the first down attempt on a run, and Sutton comes out. I believe that's Sutton. I might be wrong. It's too clean of a uniform. On the 1994 NOSSA season. Now Christie drops back, hands off, coming up the middle, and ow, ow, ow.
Oh, his own guy.
Oh, man. Third down and about 7. They hand it off to Sutton. He spins, he turns. He comes back for about 4 yards. A beautiful run considering he had about 8 guys hanging on him.
Certainly doesn't go down.
That would be nasty. That would be nasty. But then I think we could have some trouble here at the end of the game. Here comes a pitch to Sutton. Jumps over one man. He comes out to about the 25, but he's going to be well shy of the first down marker. I'll have to check it out. I thought we've been doing them for 4 years, and I don't remember an opportunity to do a NOSSA game. Now here's a quarterback option. Oh! And a final play. The man is nailed. And they gather around. Of course, they'll be shaking hands with the Trojans. We'll take a timeout. And when we come back, the post game of NOSSA Championship on OAM. Oh, run me one from all of our sponsors. And then run a promo. Just to make Jamie wait. Pardon? What did he say? Pardon? Who are you talking to? I can't Elderly down there. Come and look at me. What did he say? He said this.
Where is he?
Right down there.
What yard line?
About the 32, going towards the 30. He could go. He's at the 31. You see him?
Oh, yeah. Looking good.
The Eagles are gathered around right now. Helmets held high. The gold helmets. And we hope to be able to, and again, hope to be able to speak to some of the people and some of the players afterward. But again, if we do not, before we go off the air here, we will be able to get some of those players tomorrow morning with Lou Dirk on a weekend club. Lou! Louie, baby! Lou. Well, Jamie, let's run down the scoring of this football game for our fans here. Come on, hang around. I love it. In the first quarter, it was the Sir James Dunn Eagles getting on the scoreboard first at 4:32 of the first. It was quarterback Dave Christie hooking up 50 yards to Andrew Walls. 7-0 Sir James Dunn with the PAT good. But then, West Ferris Trojans came back and made us think, oh boy, we're going to be in for it. And all of a sudden you see a little over a minute later and Sir James Dunn has another touchdown. Well, how does that happen? And well, that happens when Andrew Walls gets kicked out to and runs it back 70 yards to set it up at the 25-yard line.
That's right, and that'll do it to you.
Yes, indeed. And then it was Christie 25 yards to Walls and the PAT good 14-7, and the Eagles were off and running. Now they missed a 17-yard field goal at 6:56. It was blocked, and we thought maybe that would get West Ferris going. However, it's 2:30 left to go in the half. Walls again. This time he got the ball, Jamie.
Yes, John. Christie pitched out to Walls, who looked like he was running a pitch or a sweep, and then pulled up and threw a beautiful 17-yard pass to a wide-open number 80, Ken Radcliffe. When that was good, score was in 21-7, and the Dunn started to really take control.
And a big play in the football game just before the end of the half as the West Ferris Trojans tried on 4th and 4 from about their 35-yard line. It didn't go, it backfired, and then you said, watch out, they could go to Walls on the first play, and they did. With 22 seconds left to go, Dave Christie chucks up a 60-yarder to Andrew Walls, who got behind the defenders, laid the ball right in there, and it was see ya.
Wouldn't want to be.
Yeah, right. 28-7, and that's where they ended at the first half. In the third quarter, though, Greg Sutton got into the picture.
Yeah, Sutton scored on a 1-yard run at 3-4.
Sports. Really enjoyed watching that contest between those two fine teams.
From a coaching standpoint, too, though it was a bit of a nerve-wracking game, it was a really enjoyable game as well. I can't remember a game all year that I've enjoyed as much because all the ingredients were there.
Had to be close to 2,000 people at Queenie Field.
It was unbelievable. I looked behind me. and across the field, and I've never seen so many people. And the kids put on a show. They really put on a show, and it was a super day.
You were up 14-0 at one point, but the big plays for St. Mary's got them back in the game.
That's right. St. Mary's, they have a lot of athletes that can score in a hurry, and you can never relax against them. And even though it seemed that we had to work awfully hard to score a touchdown, we give the ball back to them, and either Francis or McLean, they score in a matter of seconds, and then we have to start another long drive. We never seemed to come easy for us, but the team that had the ball last seemed like the team was going to win, and fortunately we had the ball last, and we were able to score. 7
seconds to play, a dramatic finish, and it was a great game for the armchair quarterbacks in the crowd. There were a lot of times when you had 4th down decisions. Do you go for it? Do you kick? And that made it all the more interesting.
Well, every time we had the ball deep in St. Mary's end, we wanted to go for touchdowns. We didn't think field goals were going to win it. Plus, St. Mary's have such an explosive offense. I felt if we could keep them inside their own 10, they're restricted to what they can do. And, you know, it paid off. If you let them have the ball around midfield, there's so many things they can do with their passing and running game that they're very difficult to defend against. But I felt as long as we kept them contained in their own end, we were fairly safe.
Sir James Dunn completes another undefeated regular season, 5-0 to finish first. St. Mary's finishes second at 4-1. We'll have more with John Kovich in 3 minutes here on segment here on All About Sports. With us on this Saturday afternoon, John Kovich, the head coach of the Sir James Dunn Eagles, the City of NOSSA champions. And after the regular season, the semifinals, they're preceded, of course, by the special tiebreakers, but we'll move right on to the semifinals. Your club beats Bowading 43-8 quite easily. St. Mary's over Cora 41-12, and it sets the stage once again for these two teams getting together for the city championship.
All right, that game against Bowading, it didn't start off that easily. Bowading, the year before, gave us a real tough time in the playoffs. In fact, they probably gave us their toughest game of the year. And any team coached by Barry Rush, and I'm always leery of, because you can never relax against them. They can score. He tries to score from any point in the field. And I thought when Andrew Walls ran back that punt for a touchdown, that pretty well set the stage for the rest of the game.
That moves us on, as we say, to the city championship game, Friday night, October 28th. A defensive battle with only 1 touchdown scored. Craig Sutton rambled 97 meters, the first time Sir James Dunn touched the football. The Eagles made it stand up, winning the game 7-5, and here's how that one looked.
The Eagles score the game's lone touchdown on their first play from scrimmage. Craig Sutton takes the pitch, finds a seam inside, and then it's off to the races. The speedy Sutton will take it all the way, 97 meters for the touchdown. Ken Radcliffe's convert makes it 7-0 SJD. Plenty of hard hits in this one. Here, Andrew Walls lays out Joey Francis. The Knights get on the board midway through the second. Tony Catello connects from 14 meters away, and it's 7-3 at the half. Late in the third, a huge decision for St. Mary's. 4th and 10 from the Eagles' 14, and they decide to go for it. Jeff Tuckett has Brad LeBoeuf wide open, but it's just off his fingertips. Afterwards, Marty Smith talked about the decision to gamble.
And I had the play, and I think it was the right play, and I know the guys were open. We just didn't execute, and you know, hindsight's always 20/20, but I figured that was our shot, and we had to make the most of it.
Now, with 3 minutes remaining, Andrew Walls makes a diving interception inside his own 5-yard line. The Eagles hold on defense. They surrender a safety to make it 7-5. And then Walls comes up big yet again with a kick that bounces deep in St. Mary's territory. It pins the Knights in, forcing them to drive the length of the field to win. St. Mary's refuses to quit, but the Knights' dream finally comes to an end. Sir James Dunn wins the city championship 7-5 over St. Mary's.
Our defense, tonight they came to play, and our defense won this game for us. They were simply outstanding. Coach Paul and the defensive crew did a super job for us tonight.
Oh, I just couldn't believe that. We were way back deep in our own end zone. I just wanted to get out of the end zone, make sure, you know, I almost stumbled back there a couple times. Got around that corner, I just didn't look back, just kept going to the end zone. I didn't want to look back.
Mr. Kovich is a great coach. He really gets us pumped up for the game. He's an excellent coach. He knows what is going to hurt a team and what's going to help us.
You couldn't have had a better game for fans, players alike. You know, you had two evenly matched teams out there. Unfortunately, twice we ended up on the wrong end of the score, but there is no losers in games like that. You know, those kids got to hold their heads high. The Dunn is an excellent team, and as far as I'm concerned, there's nothing separating them.
The SJD celebration will be a short one as the Eagles now prepare for next Saturday's NOSSA Championship.
You know, John, the roles were somewhat reversed in that game. They made the big plays in the regular season game to stay in it, and really, with the exception of the Sutton play, they had it in many ways all over your ball club at times, because they ran up over 300 meters of offense to, I think it was 215 or something, and Sutton, 100 of it on Sutton's big play. So it was the big play that really put you people in a position to win.
Yeah, it did. We were hoping to get a big play early, and we did. And it's always nice to play from the lead. I thought the most of the game offenses had poor field position, and we were able to move the ball enough so that when we did punt the football, they always got it deep in their own end, and they would move the football 50, 60 meters, and we'd stop them. They had to kick, and we'd get it deep in our own end. So it was a game where field position was really important, and I think it was key to us winning the game, because if they were scrimmaging the ball on midfield, then I think they would have scored. But we were able to move the ball just enough so that they got field position deep in their own end, and I thought that was the key to the win.
Andrew Walls, as we've said before, this kid just rises to the occasion in the big games. He did it last year in the city final. He did it again this time.
That's right, Andrew. He loves these big games, and he made some big plays for us last year, as you said. He was the MVP last year in the playoffs, and again this year. He's a guy I like to get, whose hands I like to get the ball in, and when it's in his hands, I can relax, because
something good's going to happen.
Something good is always going to happen with him.
All right, the NOSSA Championship game is upcoming. Sir James Dunn and the West Ferris Trojans will have highlights from that in 3 minutes here on All About Sports.
Saves you so much to so many people. 25% savings to everyone you call in North America.
After another perfect regular season, a semi-final victory and a win in the city championship to make it 2 straight city crowns, Sir James Dunn preparing at this point for another NOSSA game against the West Ferris Trojans. And the game played a week ago today, Saturday, November 5th here in the Sioux, and with two-way star Andrew Walls leading the way, Sir James Dunn won its 2nd straight NOSSA championship. The Eagles beat North Bay's West Ferris Trojans 41-19, and once again, here's Jim Fitzpatrick.
Sir James Dunn scores on its first possession and wastes little time doing it. Their first drive lasts just 5 plays. Dave Christie hitting Andrew Walls from the 20. West Ferris tied the game early in the 2nd, but Walls returned the kickoff 60 yards after that, and 2 plays later is in the end zone again. Christie hits him from the 28. 14-7 Eagles. Then Walls does it on defense, intercepting Ryan Flanagan here and bringing the ball deep into West Ferris territory. But the Eagles couldn't convert on this glorious attempt, but after another Trojan turnover, Walls on the halfback option hits a wide-open Ken Radcliffe for the touchdown to make it 21-7. The turning point comes late in the half. The Trojans are snuffed on a 4th down gamble near midfield. And then with less than a half a minute to play, on the very next play, Walls goes deep and is open again. 59 meters the strike here as Christie is perfect with the toss. Sir James Dunn led 28-7 at halftime, much to the delight of the partisan crowd at Queenie Field. And from that point on, the Eagles' ground game took over. In the 4th quarter, Craig Sutton with his 2nd touchdown run of the day, this one from the 18 to make it 41-7 SJD. West Ferris scored a couple of late TDs against the Eagles' 2nd-string defense. Trevor Russell with a nice effort here to complete a 45-meter screenplay for the touchdown, but it was too little, too late, as Sir James Dunn defends its NOSSA title, claiming the Poupor Cup 41-19 over the West Ferris Trojans. Jim Fitzpatrick, MCTV Sports.
That is 5 NOSSA championships for John Kovich at Sir James Dunn, and as we mentioned, 2 in a row over the West Ferris Trojans. Last year, the Eagles were easy winners in North Bay, and this time around, they do it here in the Sioux. Again, we'll go to Jim Fitzpatrick with the post-game report.
It was certainly fitting Andrew Walls and John Kovich were last in line for congratulations on this day. Kovic is expected to call it a career in high school coaching in a few days, while Walls had a career game, dominating from start to finish.
I can't say enough for Dave Christie, who threw the ball right in my hands. There's nothing else I can do but catch it right in stride. Didn't slow down a bit. Hit me right into the end zone. The line gave him perfect time. They shut down our running game right at first, and the pass was open.
Did you have any feeling that you're in that sort of, where you might call it a zone, so to speak? You just seem to be in that in all aspects.
Well, yeah, I get that way sometimes. It just happens. I mean, really things clue out, and a lot of it relies on natural ability.
Well, our pass defense has been one of our weakest points of our defense, and he exploited that to the utmost. And he's a very difficult guy defensively and offensively to contain. I don't think anybody contained him here too well either, but he was definitely a concern of us going into the game, and we didn't do a very good job stopping him.
The kids really played well, and hey, how about Andrew Walls? What an outstanding football player. Words can't describe his play today.
For Kovic, a ride atop his players' shoulders after his 5th NOSSA title in 25 years was fitting. He's going out a winner. Or is he?
Right now I'm going to enjoy the win, and Coach Paul and I are going to sit down and have a talk.
And the players' talk was about how sweet this victory was.
Yeah, it was really great. It's great to win it at home. Last year we did it in North Bay, so it's really great to win it here 2 in a row. Good for Mr. Kovic, too. It's probably his last game.
Oh, yeah, that feels good. Mr. Kovic's last season, and a lot of graduating vets on this team, so this could be our last game. Well, most of us, it will be our last game because a lot of people won't be playing university ball, and it feels good to leave the field with a victory.
And with a city champion junior program, the senior dynasty at Sir James Dunn may continue.
John, can you ever remember a player having a first half like Andrew Walls did in that NOSSA championship game? Scores 3 touchdowns. Throws an option pass for another touchdown, intercepts a pass in the first half, returns a kickoff 68 meters. He holds for the converts for your club and does the kicking off. And plus he had about 3 or 4 nice sticks on defense. I mean, I can't remember seeing a player play that strong a half of football.
I don't think too many people have. Like I said, his words are difficult to describe what he did. I knew he was going to have a great game before. Knowing Andrew over the past, coaching him for 3 years, I knew he was ready for a big game. And as
how can you tell with him? Let me interrupt you for a minute. How can you tell with Andrew Walls that he's ready for a big game?
I could tell he's so focused on himself and what he has to do. It's difficult to describe, but he's looking inside himself prior to this game. He's so focused on his responsibilities and what he has to do to help the team win, and he's not distracted by anything. He's totally focused inside, and I knew he was ready. And he's had that feeling every playoff game, and we felt if we could get the ball to him, make him a central part of our offense early, that you know, we could do some damage, and we certainly did. And our line, as he mentioned, gave our quarterback excellent protection. They played well all year, and Christie did pass well. He saved his best game for last. And hey, to win like that, and West Ferris is a good football team. Even though we beat them 41-19, they're a very good football team. And our kids had to play well to score that many points. And everybody had to play well, and I thought they played their best game of the year. If we played that well on both sides of the ball all year, I don't think anybody would have been closest.
Let me ask you one more thing about Andrew. How would you compare him? You've coached some great athletes over 27 years at Sir James Dunn. I think of a guy like Guy Vitry, a multi-talented athlete. How do you compare Andrew Walls with some of the great players that have come through the program?
Well, it's hard to say one player is better than another player because they all contribute in different ways, but they all have similar characteristics in that desire to win. They have great athletic ability, leadership ability. They're real team players, and players going back to my first few years, like John Dionysi, who was an outstanding athlete, and Guy Vitry, and Dean McNamara, and there was Eric Keenan and David Carskadden, all excellent ball players, and they all had the same characteristics.
Your last 5 years at Sir James Dunn, Joe Maione does a great job I'd like to get that in, doing stats for high school football locally. But your last 5 years, 21-1-1 in the regular season, and that has to please you.
Well, it certainly does. I don't